Well, just really proud of our team today. It's just a great feeling to be regional champs again, going back to back, especially in front of our home crowd here. And we obviously did it a little differently this year, losing the first game and having to come back in game two. And, the message to the team all year long was somebody's going to have to beat us twice to end our season, and we weren't going to let that happen today. I just love the fight of our team, specifically Valerie Cagle in the circle. We have so many offensive weapons. These two came up big today, Caroline and McKenzie, Valerie, Maddie Moore, Logaleo, Reedy Davenport. Everybody produced at some point today in the doubleheader, and we needed that. But really, hats off to Auburn. What a fight. Maddie Penta, heck of a pitcher. And, for us to be able to beat a pitcher like that today says a lot about our ball club. And just really happy. Words can't describe what it means to win a championship in front of your home crowd like we did today. And we've done it twice. And just feel very blessed and honored to be able to coach these players. And great victory today.
What was the message between games?
The message was between games was pretty simple. They have to beat us twice. We've got to, go out and play our game, play aggressively, not make mistakes, and I think we did that. And there's not much you can say to a team that's been there and done that. They're well prepared. It wasn't a big decision. We knew Valerie was going to get the ball again in the second game and had complete faith in her. And, it's just our defense plays so great. We just told them, you keep playing great behind Valerie and it's going to be tough to beat us, and they did that in game two.
McKenzie, you reached base all 4 times in the second game, almost scored there in the first, but did you feel like, obviously runs were hard to come by in that first game against Penta the way she's pitching. Did you feel like, though, that y'all were kind of getting to her gradually and wearing her down?
Absolutely. Pitchers are a creature of habit, and we were trying to pick up on her tendencies and what she was most likely to throw, and I think at the end we finally caught up to her and wore her down, and that's all you could ask of this offense.
McKenzie, what was the energy like, post-game, after the first game? Just how did you guys kind of respond and get back up for the second game?
There was a handful of us that went to the locker room to change our pants or whatever it was, and it was kind of silent. I went, well, they got to do it again. So it was kind of like oh, well, that happened, flush it, get rid of it, on to the next. They have to beat us twice, like Coach said. It was just, we were all excited to succeed and just get back out there as soon as we could.
You mentioned changing the pants. I noticed those were the same uniforms you wore in the win against Auburn last year. Was that a conscientious thing or just happenstance?
Was it really?
That's Coach Briel's doing. She's pretty smart about that stuff, so we'll give her the credit.
Oh, yeah.
Caroline, I noticed y'all had a few little player get-together huddle-ups during the course of the game. What were y'all saying to each other in those?
Just kind of talking about what we're seeing at the plate and just kind of overall morale. It's not always like we're having a plan, but just going in and trying to pick each other up every time, knowing that we can get it done.
How important was it, Caroline, to get the early lead in game two?
I think that's huge every time. I think any team's probably tough to beat kind of once you get ahead, and we know that we're a team that once we score first, we can be really, really, really dangerous. Just keep pouring it on every game.
John, how much did the fact that this group has played in so many big games maybe give you a sense of confidence going into the second game, knowing maybe the bounce back factor was there?
Yeah, we've definitely been battle tested. We had a rough month of April and a tough ACC tournament. I just love the way our team has always bounced back. Regardless of the situation, this team never quits. They always fight. And I knew we were going to get that today. I think, the biggest thing was just making sure that they, stayed calm and made their adjustments at the plate. And anytime you got Valerie Cagle in the circle, you got a chance. And, we're such an explosive offense. It's tough to keep us down for 2 games. And just really proud of our team, and like I said, we've played such a tough schedule this year. We're battle tested, and that showed today.
McKenzie, you said the other day that you would be excited if you got this opportunity to go to Oklahoma. Tell us your thoughts now.
My dad, after the game, he hugged me and he said, "We're finally going. We're going, kid." He's like, "This is the team to go." He was just so excited. But just to share that opportunity and that moment with my father, talking about going to Oklahoma here. Just can't wait to see what our team can produce and see what happens.
Coach, y'all did a lot of your scoring with 2 outs this weekend. Just what does that say about this offense and kind of your ability up and down the lineup?
This entire year, 2 strikes, 2 outs, I can't even remember how many big hits we've had with 2 outs. And that just says a lot about our character and our never die attitude. And it really starts with the trust and the belief in one another, that if I don't get the job done, somebody's going to pick me up. And when you get tested a lot during the season, you just become more faithful with your teammates and more trustworthy of them. And as a coach, it's really nice. We've had players that have come off the bench and produced. We've had players that have provided key roles for us, and we know that we're never dead until the final out.
John, how big was it to have Abby back in the lineup this weekend?
It's a huge boost. Abby and JoJo, just two quiet leaders in our program. They don't say a lot. When they do talk, people listen. But Valerie, Abby, we missed her. We missed her big time. When you take a bat out of the lineup like hers and somebody who just does a great job with our pitching staff, it's tough, and JoJo stepped in and did a fabulous job for us defensively, and this weekend we got Abby back. JoJo went to the DP role and continued to produce for us, and it says a lot about JoJo, but really the key to our offense was getting Abby back in that bottom part of the lineup to give us some punch down there.
You'd mentioned the ACC tournament didn't end how you wanted it to, and there were some bumps down the stretch, but do you feel like what you did at the plate this weekend, combined with Abby now being back in the flow, has kind of turned that momentum and turned kind of the hitting trend as it was going? Yeah,
definitely. I think anytime you can beat a pitcher that's been named SEC Player of the Year twice in a weekend, that's pretty good offense, and we certainly scored in different ways. We scored by the home run, we manufactured some runs, and that's just a testament to our offense and our grit and our determination. We never quit at the end of the ACC tournament after getting no hit by Duke. We came back to work and really were prepared for this weekend, and really, really proud of our team.
Caroline, how about for you as a transfer? It had to be disappointing going down to Duke, but how special is it for you now to make it to a super regional here?
It's really exciting. I mean, especially it's only the fourth year of this program. It's just a testament to what they've done. 2 super regionals in a row. Like I said, just a testament to what they've done the last 4 years here. It's pretty exciting, and I can't wait to go with this group.
Coach, I thought it was interesting the way you managed your pitching today. Obviously, you pulled Valerie early in the first game with the intention of starting her in the second. Why bring Reagan in there for that one inning rather than Millie or Brooke?
Well, when you get down 3-0 and you have the if game, you got to kind of start thinking ahead. And certainly we didn't anticipate being in that situation. But after the first inning, there was a lot of talk between Coach Jacobsen and myself on how we were going to handle this. And by the third inning, we knew we were getting opportunities and we needed to cash in, but we have a pitching staff that we have complete faith in. And we knew if we could just show them some different looks and maybe scratch some runs together and get back into it, you can always bring Cagle back in at the end. But if we didn't, we were able to save Cagle for game 2. And I just hats off to Reagan and Millie and Brooke came in and kept it close. We had opportunities, we didn't come through, but it enabled us to give Valerie some rest for game 2, and that's huge. And we're, like I said, we're just lucky to have a pitching staff that we do. Coach Jacobsen does a tremendous job with them, and we have confidence in all of our pitchers in any given situation.
Speaking of Valerie, they're going to name National Player of the Year here in a little over a week. You got to feel pretty good about her showing this weekend, putting herself in good position for that.
Hey, I mean, there's so many great players in this country, and certainly we're biased. We think Valerie's the Player of the Year in our minds, and she's very deserving. When you can change the game offensively, pitching, and then what a great fielder she is, and she showed that this weekend, and she showed it throughout her career. But there's 3 great athletes up for it, and certainly we hope Valerie wins, and she's very deserving of that honor.
Coach, talking about going to Oklahoma, obviously, a lot of people think that's a tall task, but in a sense, does that take a little bit of pressure off you, all the pressure on them with everybody expecting them to just cruise? Yeah,
nobody's expecting us to go in there and beat the number 1 seed except us, and certainly it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. Oklahoma is as good a team as there ever has been in this game of softball. They do everything extremely well. But we're going to enjoy this win tonight, and then we're going to start prepping for Oklahoma and get ready for them. We know it's going to be a challenge, but that's why you play the game. The game doesn't know who's supposed to win, and we're going to go up there and give it our all.
Any additional questions? You guys are good?